Okay, here we are, last one of the session, no doubt, because we're on the 8th one. So this might go longer if I don't complete the file. Because obviously I want to complete the file. The files, honestly, are like, perfectly like a one long session size. So that's kind of nice, actually. Anyhow, Derek, remind me to talk about the police dispatcher singing the Sonic drowning tune.
Okay. Remember to talk about the police dispatcher singing the Sonic drowning tune.
Right. So, here's a news story. I actually have 2 news stories. And I think they're both kind of short, too. Kind of like how the other one went. I had 3 short stories. These would be 2 short stories, maybe. But, so, these are like news articles. One of them's kind of on the older side, so it's not really news, more like old, but whatever. So this was something that happened recently that I meant to bring up a little bit earlier when it more recently happened, but it doesn't matter either way. It's not like these upload necessarily in time. So, there was, some floods in good old Texas or whatever. Can you go? Oh, right.
As there are.
Yeah, flash floods or something. I think it was Texas. It might not have been Texas, but there's a flash flood, and this, older woman, like, I want to say 47-ish, got her car stuck in it, and, you know, water started to leak into the car very slowly. But, you know, it was unfortunate. Oh, that's right. We still have a decent ways to go. We might have to go past this a little bit. That's fine. I can stall this for 9 episodes, I think.
That's right.
Timer. But anyhow, you know, some bad things are bad things are happening. So she calls the police because she's in a car and it's starting to fill up water and she doesn't know how to swim. So, you know, and then there's this police dispatcher who answers, and it just so happens that this is the police dispatcher's last day on the force. She's quitting, going to a different job. And she's calling us at the end of her shift. And, you know, this woman is, like, panicking. She's like, I'm gonna drown, I'm gonna die. And the dispatcher is just being like, also, did this, like, weird you out right here? Like, he just fucking absorbs him.
Yeah, I don't know why he just sucks him up.
And then he gets like...
He gets de-sucked at some point.
Yeah. Sorry to spoil. Oh, he puts him in the armor!
He gets
I
ejaculated.
see! I just saw that! That's cool, I didn't notice that before. I don't know why he does it, but he put him in the armor.
Yeah, that's more why where my problem is. I know he puts him in, but
I didn't know. I didn't know that. I didn't notice that any of the times I saw him, which is twice. I didn't die. I came back and rethought him at one point because I thought this is where I had to go to get the toilet. Not where I had to go to get the toilet. I just fought him again. Anyhow, so what was I saying? So this police dispatcher and just starts being rude to this woman who's like about to drown, and like not like about to drown, but like she's still got some time. You know, she could drown, yeah. And she starts scolding the woman for like, well, why did you drive out in the middle of the water? And she's like, the woman in question is like, I didn't see her, ma'am. I didn't see her. Not her. I didn't see it. More accurately. Anyhow, but, you know, the dispatcher's having none of it. And, you know, so she's scolding her. She's being rude. There's that point where she's, like, panicking. She's like, I'm going to drown. And then she's like, you're perfect. And she's like, you're perfectly fine. I don't know why you even, you know, worried or anything. Like, they're gonna come get you. It was like a 45-minute dispatcher call, or something of the sort. Before the dispatcher had to go, and there was a lot of people having issues that night. There was a flood, of course. So yeah, that one was the only problem. But you know, she notified the cops of where she was. You know, like she got the cops there and stuff as need be. And then they located her. The story does not have a happy ending though, as even though the cops managed to get to her general location, the cops couldn't get to the woman. Not at fault of the dispatcher. She was just too far out there, and they couldn't quite figure out where she was. And by the time they finally figured out where she was, she had drowned. What made this take off so much was how rude the woman was to, the dispatcher was to the woman who was like dying, and people are very pissed at this dispatcher, which understandably so, because she was a bitch. The audio was released, so it's there, so you can look the story up and you can hear some of it. Then we play excerpts in the news. I don't know if you can find the full thing, but even the police force said, yeah, we were discussing this. Obviously, nothing negative happened to this dispatcher though, because
That's nothing to be ashamed of, Jed.
the police force said they're disturbed by this, but she didn't do anything criminally wrong, or even against policy per se.
You're always coming in and
She, you know, I got in a Facebook argument with some of my pals, like, oh, this is criminal negligence, but she was not criminally negligent. Despite this, you know, she was just a bitch. But you know, like, she got the police to where the woman was. She was arguably one of the things they were arguing was saying, like, she wasn't trying to keep the woman calm. She was being a rude bitch, but she was arguably trying to keep the woman calm. Like, the thing she says to her is, you know, it's like, I don't know why you're worried. You're going to be fine. You know, it's not. Is it the best way to go about it? No, but you could easily argue she was keeping, you know, they're like saying like, hey, nothing's gonna happen to you. Don't worry. It just in a bitchy way. And obviously nothing negative happened to her because that was her last day on the force. Like, she probably would have gotten fired, but she already quit. That was her last day. What are they gonna do? But you know, it's kind of weird. I thought it was an interesting story. I don't side with the dispatcher at all. Besides, you know, like, she didn't do anything illegal. She didn't. That I heard of. And that's what the police said too, and I see no reason why. They don't seem very happy with what she did. But, you know, what do you think of this, Derek?
I mean, obviously the dispatcher should have been nicer, probably, but like, unless the dispatcher delayed getting like the response to her, by like not taking her seriously, then like, I mean, she really didn't do anything wrong. She
took her seriously.
Do her job well.
She was just rude and scolded her. That's really it. Yeah, I was just thought it was an interesting little story there. A little dispatcher thing. It makes sense to talk about during this too, because we're cops or whatever. Yeah. Kind of cuntish. People want this to follow her. I don't really care either way. That's perfectly fine. As long as people aren't like technically slandering her, saying, "Ah, she did something illegal," then it's fine. She was a dick. She was a bitch. Consequences for your actions. I gotta say, for one thing, I think it blew up more because whatchamacallit? The woman died, obviously. Although maybe it still would have been viral had she not died. But I think it's, you know, I think that helped it a bit.
It's probably mostly because she died.
Yeah. Well, no, I could see it still being a thing.
I could see it like, yep, I could see it being a thing, but I don't think it would be as big.
Yeah, it might. But one thing that was what is it? What was I saying? Fuck, I was gonna say it. Whatever I was gonna say, gone. Completely left my mind. Yeah, you guys can look it up and listen to it yourself. I'm really just trying to stall until I can't think of it. Oh, that's gonna piss me off now. I'm not gonna remember what I wanted to say about, this woman and stuff. Ah! Oh, it was like mildly important too. Not like super important, but mildly important. Damn it. What was I gonna say in regards to this woman? Oh, despite the fact that I think it was not the thing she should have done, I have to say, a little bit of a baller move. Like, you know, like, a lot of people always imagine, like, being absolutely awful on their last fucking day of work. And, she did. You know, like, especially, like, in a retail situation where you deal with people and they annoy the fuck out of you. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people, like, just want a day where they just are complete assholes to you, and they do it on the last day. So a little respect. I mean, like, again, dick move, and you know, she's a police dispatcher, not a fucking grocery, or not a Walmart employee that has to deal with a bunch of shit. I mean, she has to deal with a bunch of shit, but she's a police dispatcher, so I feel like that should be more expected of that job, probably. Yeah. Geez, how long did that take to discuss? Oh, yeah, it's about next time. Probably makes sense to move on to the next one. What was the other news? Well, the other one is very quick, so I think I can go over it quickly and it not, be such a big deal. Especially because I gotta deal with this. So, it's kind of old, but this guy...
Oh, that's what... Oh, fuck. I couldn't find that.
Ha! Anyhow, I found something you didn't know.
Well, it's only common material.
Yeah, I know, it's not good, but what if it was? Yeah, Derek, bet you didn't think of that, huh? Anyhow, I didn't finish actually upgrading him. So...
You know what, if it was, it sure would be.
Anyhow, what was I saying? It's gone. Oh yeah, the other one. Emotional support clown. What do you think you'd use? You know, so this guy was like, oh no, I'm gonna get sacked from my job. He learned this. His post on Reddit was like, they said I could bring someone to support me. Can I hire a support clown to support me? Is there anything they can do to stop me? Madman actually did it. He got fired, but he hired a clown to join him with. To join with him. Just...
God.
Yeah, right? Fucking another baller move right there.
All I can think of is the Krusty Krab commercial, and Mr. Krabs is like firing everybody there, and like everyone's walking away, and then like, he looks at the clown, and it's like, except you stay.
Yeah, I like the edit someone did that made that Sans for Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC.
Yeah, I watched that earlier again today.
Yeah, me too. I kept watching it on repeat. I'm like, this is so good. It's such a good video. Anyhow, next time on Speletons, we're gonna deal with the rest of this. Yeah, bye.